Hi, this is Kyle. I've been reading this story up until now. I apologize for the long wait for the next chapter if you people have been following along. I kind of skipped my mind after I made the update video and I just remembered recently, so I decided to do the next chapter. As far as editing and stuff goes, to cut down on the hassle of on myself, because it really bugs me when I mess up, so I usually end up re-recording, and eventually I just get fed up with it and not care. Instead of going through the whole thing, because I work with a really shitty recording. Excuse me, I just hit the record button. Because I work with a really shitty recording program, it really bugs me when I have to redo something, because I can only record in one direction. I can't go back and mess with things before that specific spot. So yeah, to forego all that and just make it easier on myself and get this done faster, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna try and read slower so I don't stutter as much with stuff. But especially in this chapter and a little bit ahead in the other chapters, there's just this one word that really bugs me. Other than that, I'm not going to be re-recording anything anymore, so unless I stutter way too much as far as I'm concerned, I'll just leave the chapter as is, like the reading. Alright, so there's my little update for this. I might be starting another one pretty soon, too. So, yeah. Okay, enjoy the chapter. The Monster in the Twilight. Chapter 3. Plans. Ever since the land of Zebraca was created by the spirits as a place for the zebra to live, there had been those who knew things no zebra had knowledge of, and spoke with things no zebra could see. They were called the Imitabiriwa. Imitabiriwa. I'm butchering that word, I don't know. Not editing this out. The Wise Ones. At first, they were shunned from the tribes while they traveled the paths and byways that linked the whole of the land together, their hooves passing over the ground as they chanted their chants. It was said that a wise one met on the road gave good luck to the traveler, and in a way that was true, for they were the ones whose hooves spoke to the earth spirits. The earth spirits would speak to the dangers, both monsters and predators, and warn them away from these paths, keeping them far from where the zebra trod, and so did the zebra prosper and multiply. Over time, the suspicious tribes began to quarrel and fight. They resented the wise ones, giving their wisdom to all the tribes without restraint, and they attempted to control their movements. The spirits of the land grew restless without the touch of their hooves, and discord spread to all that the land touched, from the sky to the sea. Monsters fed upon the zebra for generations as the tribes hoarded their wisdom from each other, and the zebra dwindled in numbers. Finally, in Imitabiriwa Naanga, a wise one of the sky, revealed herself to the zebra nations. She spoke of a great calamity foretold in the stars that would destroy the world. The zebra scoffed at her words, but the Imitabiriwa knew that she spoke truly, and they prepared. On the day she prophesied, the sun stopped in the sky, and the Angani Moto, the dreaded sky fire, fell upon the zebra land. Only the prayers and chants of thousands of Imitabiriwa drove the fiery wrath away, and that night the zebra nation took the shape it still holds today. Deep in these plains of the Zebracan homeland, in a small area created by the intersection of the zebra tribes, there was a small pool of water. No zebra drank of its bitter waters, for it was told that to be formed from the tears of the gods themselves, and to drink of it, even a drop, would doom the drinker to a cursed life. Even the small lizards and insects that occupied the sharp rocks around the pool avoided it, leaving a bubble of silence perfect for meditation. In a circle drawn in the dust on one side of the pool, a zebra of intermediate age rested in the moonlight to recover her strength. Chosen by the wise Imitabariwa Naanga herself for a task that would occupy her entire life for the next 10 reigns, the responsibility of the world rested on her shoulders. The dreaded Angane Moto had been prophesied to return, and this time not all the prayers and chants of the Imitabariwa would be able to stop it. Only one zebra could be sent to the far side of the world to deal with the evil one who had been vanquished to the moon by the powers of the Imitabariwa 1,000 reigns ago. The days drew near, and soon she shed her name of Kikau the Wanderer forever, and trod among the spirits to the far end of the world. The rituals had begun a month ago. She had a single drop from the sacred pool placed in each eye so she could see what could not be seen, and been washed in the water of the great river Ki, so the spirits would be unable to harm her. For a full week she had been buried in the soft earth of the sacred circle of stones, so that the very earth would know of her scent. And now she rested under the glow of the moon, so she would be able to understand her enemy and draw power from her. Years of study under the greatest zebra minds had laid the groundwork for her destiny, but many years remained. Each of the great tribes would send their wisest to teach her for a full year, sharing ancient secrets that each tribe hoarded carefully from all others, for if she failed in her task, the world would die. If she succeeded, she could never return to her home, for her mind would hold secrets that all the tribes would kill to possess, or to keep the other tribes from possessing. She would truly then be Zikora, the lonely one. The light of the moon seemed to waver for a minute, and Kikau looked up with a frown. A ripple flickered through the sky ever so slowly, moving the stars to one side or another. Several even bumped together and flared up with light. She remained stationary, unmoving for a period of time as the stars slowly rotated and the moon flowed through the sky. "What is your fear, my old friend? Do you see something that might bring your end?" The moon did not answer for her, and it was as the moon did not answer for her as it did for the Imitabariwa Naanga, or at least she claimed. The image of the horned one looked troubled somehow, and Kikau sung the song of rising that the zebra always chanted at dusk and dawn to hurry the heavenly bodies along their way. Jua wu siku, mwezi wa usiku, wakati wako umepita, hoja ju, kupitisha. The sounds of galloping hooves preceded the arrival of the elderly Imitabariwa Naanga, as she wheezed asthmatically upon skidding to a halt and knocking dust all over Kikau's coat. "What do you think? Are you a fool? The stars have changed. Now move it, mule!" Kikau got up from her kneeling position and addressed her elder respectively. "What rush is there for me to go? The moon is still up there, you know." "Ow!" Kikau glared at the old zebra, who waved her staff and threatened another whack about the ears to the impudent youngster. "Cow," she muttered. "There is no time. Your fate has changed. The stars themselves have rearranged." The old zebra pointed to the sky, away from the moon. "There, you stupid mare!" Kikau gasped in fright and scrambled at the scrambled jumble that had once been an orderly cluster of predictions, now spitting and tossed about in a course that should have taken years to continue. "My respected elder, you are entirely right. I must be gone on this very night. This disruption has my liver scared. Please tell me all is being prepared." The zebra scoffed and spat into the dust. "Yes, yes, you stupid fool. We are not plain and simple tools. Come, Zecora, if she will survive, by morning's light you must arrive. The spirits of earth shall move you and me. Upon dawn you will see the ever-free." "You?" Kikau gazed at the old zebra, grown milky-eyed with age, but still filled with an energy she could never attain. "Two?" The old zebra paused in her agitation to place a dusty hoof upon Kikau's shoulder. "Your name I give to you today. To wait would be a fool's delay. I go with you to the spirit's door, but when you emerge, I shall be no more. A price will be paid for our urgent need. The spirits have spoken, and I agreed. My years are gone, my wisdom spent. I give my soul gladly, once your spirit is sent." In the middle of the Zebrakin nation, near a mountain range known as the Spine of the World, is a simple flat stone and the size of a large coral. Generations of zebra imitabirewa have inscribed runes of great power into the deep bones of the earth there, to the point where not a single spot of the stone remains untouched. A rush of zebras swarmed around it, gathering objects and boxes, books and scrolls of ancient lore, all of which had been considered not important enough to be inventoried in the years remaining before they would be needed. They were needed now. The center of the stone held a large cast-iron pot, the only iron item in the entire collection of items, which heaped high and threatened to cascade down the sides. Without time to consider the relative importance of things, everything that could be thought useful had been thrown together at once, and the newly named Zecora looked at the mess with only a minor twitch of irritability. "We must be off now," snapped the Imitabariwa Naanga as she settled into the empty space remaining next to Zecora. "Have them start, you useless cow!" Hundreds of Imitabariwa began to dance and sing around the outside of the circle, calling upon the spirits of the earth and air in ways that had been done for thousands of years. Slowly, the dust of the ground they kicked up began to settle across the heap of items, while the air grew thick and cloying. For hours they danced in the whirling dust, unable to see each other or anything else until dawn broke, and the rays of sunlight shone down on an empty stone.